Hey everyone, my name is James from MXDOUT, and today I'm going to be having a look at a computer case for you today. It is the Azza Onyx 260, and I'm just going to be having a little look at the sort of ins and outs for it. Is it the sort of case that you want to be going out and purchasing? From my initial impressions of the product, do you know what? I'm not really taken with it. I looked on Azza's website, and they said something along the lines of, if you're going to be the kind of person who is very much sort of concerned about the aesthetics of your computer, this is what you want to buy. Azza claim on their website that if you're the kind of person looking for for a build with the aesthetic in mind, that this will be perfect for you. They also claim that as good as it looks, that's what the quality is going to be like as well. And just from my initial impressions, I've already got to disagree. The main appeal to this case really is the RGB lighting that they've got in place, but it's not particularly stunning. It's not the most advanced RGB system I've ever seen. You have an option of just 7 colours with 3 light modes that you can choose from, and really with the amount of stuff that's out on the market at the moment, I don't think that cuts it. I think with everything that we've got on the market at the moment, everything that is available to you, 7 different colours, 3 modes is very lacklustre. The only options that you get, the only places that you can put the lighting, I'm not even really sure about. You'll see lights on the front here. I mean, immediately the colour from this is different to the rest of the computer. So after a certain amount of time, that being in your wherever, being in your room, it's just going to wear, and it's not going to wear evenly. So if you're there thinking about having a computer set up for the long term, which most people will be, that's not great. You've got these intake vents. When I initially saw this, I just thought it was Azza with their sort of cost-cutting exercise using less material, but no, that's actually an intake vent. It doesn't look very nice at all. It looks like it doesn't look like it's supposed to be a vent. It looks like it's part of the design. You can also have it lit from a magnetic strip on the on the inside of the case, which I'll have a look at in a minute. And also they describe it as rear lighting, but actually it's coming out of here. You've got some lighting from just the logo, basically. If you go onto Azza's website, you can see some very pretty pictures. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe not, about the front of it, but it seems to be a bit disjointed. The front of it doesn't seem to fit, to me, with the side of it. You've got this lovely tempered glass side there that you can see all of your components in. You can light it really nicely, but it takes away from itself because you can't really utilise the space properly. So if we have a look in it, perhaps we can see what I mean. I'm going to take these screws off. You've got some. Well, they're really. It's a really sort of cheap plastic feel. There's no rubber protecting the glass on the screw. There's no. That's not a good sign. Panels shouldn't open like that. This is with tempered glass. I mean, actually, with any screen really over the front, you shouldn't have that amount of. It should be secure and in place. And in fact, the glass actually feels like the most quality part of this product. It's way too heavy. It's not good, mate. So on the inside, the panel's got a nice sort of. It's got a sort of foam piece to put over in between the computer for a bit of protection. But the glass is so much heavier. It feels like it weighs nothing. Now the website claims that it weighs 6 kilos. It doesn't feel like 6 kilos at all. It feels like it's made out of, like, the metal on your dryer, on your tumble dryer. That's what it feels like. So on the inside, it's got this magnetic Rgb strip, and I think that just goes up here. Seems a bit strange to me that the Rgb strip would go at the top. Normally I would expect some fans to go there, but fans don't actually fit up there. You've got you've got 2 for the bottom here, in between the power supply and the rest of the system. You've got 1 space for the one at the back, and you've got 2 for the front. What is quite nice is they have at least supplied a couple of fans in there, so you've got a basic air cooling system. Let's talk about cable management. Why are all of these different colours? And not only that, why, if they've been bothered to be so gaudily colour-coded, Why are they not even the correct colour code? We've got a red cable here, red and white. That's usually for power, but on the side here, that's actually for the HDD LED. We've got a yellow and white wire on the side. That is just for the power switch. Why did they have to ruin the inside? The best part, the only good part, the only good feature of this computer is the RGB setup. There's not a lot of space there for your cable management. You've got some grommets there, but they're not rubberized. That'll wear down on any cables that you put through. That puts your system at risk. And I think the worst thing has got to be these connectors. They fall out. It feels like it's falling apart in my hands. And you've got Molex connectors. That's really bad. That means the LED is going to have its own personal power supply. Although one good thing about it is they did compartmentalise the case a little bit. There are space for 2 fans down here on a raised plate, underneath which is where you're going to put your power supply. So that will actually help the inside of the case. So there's not going to be any heat spilling through from the power supply into the rest of the case. So that is quite nice, but you know, these cables are they're just extremely irritating. Underneath on the bottom there is one of the most tragic looking filters I've ever seen. And that is the only filter. There is no intake on the. There's no filter on the front, which means this is going to be a pain to clean. You know, and getting it back in. We took this off earlier, and we weren't able to get it back on properly. It's just so much hassle. I think one more thing that is worth saying is that the system is compatible with MSI and Aura Sync. But that is only 2 things that it's compatible with. Basically, it's an overpriced budget case from everything that I've seen so far. So, yeah. Let's get this turned back on its side so I can actually get this heavy piece of tempered glass on it. I have to turn it over because whereas most cases they will have the courtesy of putting like little groove on there that you can put it on as you screw it back in. This does not. It slides all over the place, and sure, it's got a piece of foam, but sadly, in this plane of existence, friction just doesn't work like that. Right, so on the top of the system here, we've got two USB 2s, 2 USB 3s. With the USB 3s, you can download up to about 5 gigabits per second, which is fairly decent. We've got space to plug in a microphone there and also your headphones. You've also got a power switch. I would hope it'd be somewhere, so that's nice. So here you've got space for a CD port, whether that be just for CDs, Blu-rays, maybe if you want some sort of analytical display, you can fit that in there. Underneath which we've got your LED control button, and to be perfectly honest, the LEDs, the RGB LEDs, are pretty much the only reason that I would consider buying this particular case. It says that it's quality, it's as quality as it's good looking, but I mean, just from that flat, I disagree. The whole case is a bit, just generally, the whole case is quite flimsy. And what's even worse than that is this. If I'm trying to build in that, so on the bottom here, we've got plastic feet. I'm not a fan. A rubber feet would not only give it a sign of just feeling a little bit more quality, but it would stop it sliding around all over the place. If you want to build out of this case, I can just see it being a bit problematic. Alright, on the back there is a fan that they've very kindly provided just behind this exhaust port. You've got 7 expansion slots, which is pretty handy if you want to put any more of your equipment in there, any SD cards, graphic cards, whatever. So in conclusion, I'll probably give it a 4 out of 10, maybe stretching a 5 out of 10. It's not going any further than that. It's got some good things about it, but sadly the bad things greatly outweigh it. For instance, knowing everything that I know about it now, the price immediately puts me off. So whilst functionally it might not be the best computer, there could be, I mean, you know, just simple little things, you know, uniform wires, not all different colours of just kid spaghetti would have been nice. Bit more extra space in there for cable management would have been greatly appreciated. And since it is such a Since it is so RGB oriented, I would have liked to have seen a bit more than just seven colours in there. We've got LED strips that are capable of 16.8 million, so that is, I mean, that's a bit of a downer. But in saying that, I'm sure that there are some people out there who would find great use for this case. It does look, I mean, for me, I don't like the look of it, but it is quite, you can't take away from it, it is quite a stylish case. And there are some people who are going to be completely disagreeing with me. They're going to be saying, no, the lights are going to look fantastic coming through that front bit. It's going to have a light illumination. If you go on Azza's website, there'll be a link in the description down below. Please come back, leave a comment. Tell me if you agree or disagree with me. What do you think? How do you think it looks? That is really, at the end of the day, what Azza have gone with here. It is more about the aesthetic. So that's it from me. Leave a like if you agree, dislike if you don't agree, whatever, it's up to you. If you want to hear more from us, then hitting the notification bell is a good idea because we put videos out like this every single day. That's been it from me. I'll see you in the next one.